Hello, my name is Millie from the Maine Pottery Tour, and today I'm going to go ahead and create a mug on the wheel. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to center this clay, which means it's in the center of the wheel and it is even on all sides. In order to do that, I get my hands a little bit wet. I'm going to cone up and I'm going to cone down. Now notice that I'm really locked in. I don't have my hands kind of out here wiggling around. I'm actually kind of putting them on the splash pans of the wheel to make sure that I have a lot of leverage on this clay and I can get it centered easily. All right. So you know it's centered when you stick your hands on and it's not like moving them all around. So I can tell by putting my hands on this piece of clay right here that it is pretty centered, and now I can go ahead to the next step, which is opening. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my hands on the sides. I'm gonna put my thumbs in the middle and I'm gonna push down. And I wanna leave myself about this much clay on the bottom for the bottom of my mug. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull up the walls of the mug. So I'm going to have one hand on the inside and one hand on the outside. And I'm going to just kind of push this clay up to the top. Now it's getting a little bit funky inside on the bottom, so I'm going to smooth that out. It's also good to compress the bottom so you don't get any cracking. All right, so let's do that a couple more times. Go ahead and smooth out the bottom one more time. And I'm getting there pretty much with this, with the height of this mug. So I probably only have to pull one more time to get the height that I need. It got a little bit wonky there at the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and even out the rim there. And for this next pull, I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not really pulling up anymore because I did get about the height that I could out of this mug, but I am gonna go ahead and use my rib to kind of smooth out those throwing lines. All right, so the next step would be to shape the mug. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make it a little bit more bulbous on the bottom by kind of just pushing it out very slowly. And then I'm going to flare this rim a little bit. And for my mugs, I like to have a nice kind of bulbous bottom here. All right. And I'm just gonna go and smooth the bottom out just one more time. And now I'm going to kind of address the bottom here, the excess clay on the bottom. And I'm going to take it off the wheel. So, there we go. Take some of that clay off the bottom, and I can grab my wire tool, which is still in the clay, and cut the bottom so it will come off the bat easily when it dries out a little bit. This is what the mug is going to look like when it comes out of the kiln. This mug has some more steps before it gets to this point. I'm going to trim it. I'm going to put the handle on. I'm going to put a band of slip or underglaze on it, and then carve out the design. And then I'm going to put it in the kiln 2 times to fire it before it gets to this stage. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of how to throw a mug on the wheel. There's going to be lots of potters all over the state of Maine on May 3rd and 4th, giving demonstrations just like this. And I hope you can make it. Just go to mainepotterytour.org to find all the studios. You can even plan your tour right on the website. Anyway, I hope you have a good one, and I hope to see you on the Maine Pottery Tour date in May. See you later, bye.